Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about Vedic Astrology rising sign and ascendant sign. Rising sign and ascendant sign are the same. Previous video I explained a little bit about moon sign and the rising sign and how to interpret that inside a chart or the kundli. Today we are going further in detail and I'm going to explain a little bit more about it. Now, in case of moon signs, the calculation for the remains generally same for the different location, but same time. So basically, what I'm trying to suggest here is that I will explain in later part of this video that in general the planetary positions remain the same and the moon sign in general, I'm saying in general in the sense in most of the cases, remains the same throughout the world for a given time without considering the time zones. I will give you an example how exactly it will happen. There would be 12 zodiac signs, just I mentioned previously in my previous video, and the moon placement could be placed in any of these signs, 12 signs, and this would be considered your moon sign. The second part is the ascendant sign. The calculation of ascendant sign, ascendant meaning the rising sign or the sign which is on the horizon. So calculation of this particular sign changes very drastically compared to moon sign based on the time and the location of the birth. There could be again 12 signs in which the ascendant can be placed. Third thing is the combination. So basically, suppose that somebody has a combination of moon in Aries, and moon could be in the ascendant could be placed in Aries, or the moon could be in Aries and the ascendant could be placed in Taurus, and similarly it will keep on going on for 100, and there could be 144 combinations, and these combinations could be with anything such as moon placed in Cancer and the ascendant is in Gemini, or the ascendant placed in Capricorn. So these could be any combinations, and you will be able to face these different charts based on the location, time of birth of that particular person. The moon sign is related to the mind related experiences, whereas ascendant is for the physical experience. The moon sign is basically the moon sign basically remains it is the internal effect, how you perceive the world, how you understand the world. That is it is related to your mind, and how your mind will have the experiences, or the mind will have its own understanding, whereas the ascendant will play a larger role on the physical experience in the world, how people will interact with you, how people will perceive you, and obviously this is different placements, different location, so because of the different location there will be larger difference in the physical experience. The combinations, once the ascendant, there are certain things I would like to go over once this is over. The last part of the video I will explain with the example. For a given, there are two people born on the same day, but one in India at 8 o'clock in the evening, and the other one is born in United States at 6:30 a.m. in the morning, and it's let's consider it's Eastern Standard Time. So basically, those both are born at the same moment. Most likely, both will have the same moon sign, with small exceptions where there could be possibility that these at some border cases where the moon could be different in a different location, or the different zodiac sign. but other than that, most of the time the moon sign remains the same. But both will have a different ascendant sign. So basically, for that given particular time, definitely they both will have different ascendant and they will have different physical experiences of the world. uh, how to calculate the ascendant sign? So this is basically a direct formula where you can put the values of values inside the formula, and you would be able to find out the ascendant. Ascendant is nothing but a rising sign on the east. That's the only meaning of it. Nowadays you would be able to find the calculation of ascendant sign directly using internet. There are different utilities where you will be able to find out the ascendant sign and the moon sign. You don't need to go into these calculations and physically do the math to do that. The ascendant and the moon sign, as I mentioned previously, the moon placement remains the same across most of the time. It remains the same with the different locations and same time, not considering the time zones, different time zones. A person is born at the same time in India and same time, the same time, not the clock time, but same moment in the world. The the ascendant, the moon placement in the Rashi changes once in a day. So approximately, again I'm not saying precisely, the moon placement could be in one day in one zodiac sign, and another day it would be in a different zodiac sign. So basically this is the way it goes on. But ascendant placement changes approximately from 1 hour 20 minutes to sometimes it is 40 minutes also, but based on the location where you are living. If you are living in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere, or you are living in on the equator, based on that the ascendant placement it changes. So basically these calculations will automatically change it. The while calculation of this ascendant, the birth location has a greater effect comparative to other. I would like to show you a small example where this is Earth, as you see, and there are two people born on the same moment. I'm not talking about the time. I'm saying the same moment, very moment. One person is born in India and one person is in the United States. So during this time, if you look at this, if a person is placed, birth happened at the same time, a person is born in United States, at the both time, the planetary positions or the placement of the planets in those charts would be the same. It will have approximately the same. The angles of the planets would be different, but it will not have drastic difference comparative to what it will have as far as the mind is concerned. There would be some combinations. We will go to the complications in a later part, but as far as the general rule, looking at the kundli, you wouldn't be able to understand immediately that whether these planets are these kundlis are different or these kundlis are same. However, the ascendant would be different, because suppose that if we are considering a person from India, so the time, suppose he is born at evening meaning he is something around at 8 p.m. and during that time, the at the east, the rising sign would be different, whereas for the other person who is at the other side of the earth, which is in United States, he will have a different rising sign. So in this context, there would be differences in the rising sign drastically, whereas for the moon sign, it will have a similar, not same, similar chart. Thank you.